Will I ever be ready to podcast?
And we're recording. We're off. Podcast has begun. Commence banter.
I'd really like to keep looking at this lady's vintage shop. She's got like Burberry trousers and oh God, I can't believe I'm saying trousers now. Pants for anybody in America, jeans, but they say trousers over here because pants means underwear. Anyway,
It doesn't. Not to me.
well, what does pants mean to you? Penis?
No. Pants, pantaloons, pants, fucking yoga pants. Jeans are pants.
Right, yeah.
Tracksuit pants are tracksuit pants. Pants
Hashtag
are pants.
me too, but
That's a lot of bullshit. Fucking. That's what the media want you to think that the UK. Maybe some people. Say pants.
people. No, that's something that
I've heard people.
somebody's
Yeah, your pants. Are you in your pants? And they mean you're in your fucking jocks, which she was underwear.
Right. Anyway, this woman has like Burberry and Gucci clothes for like 4-year-olds on there, and along with like adult designer clothes, which means like she's just rich. So it's like
If she's rich, then why she's on a second hand?
she's selling it.
Well, then she's not rich. Then something happened. She's trying to pay her fucking heating bills, so she's selling all her kids' clothes. Maybe she's selling her kids.
Well, you know what I think actually. Well, this kind of it goes into my scheme about our new neighbor across the way.
Oh yeah, the ones we've been looking at out the window.
George. Well, so I think we talked about the time we spied on the party, right?
You think it's different people. I think it's a continuation of the same.
I love that you think it's a continuation, even though we've gone over this. Like, and you've looked at the kid, and the whole behavior is different. Very specifically, the fact they have screaming arguments, which never happened with the people that were just living there.
It is great to lean out your window and catch a mom screaming at her son.
Yeah, like you and plus George,
you little faggot! You didn't clean up.
That's not what she said, and you just wanted a reason to say that word, which bothers me.
She was being aggressive. She
didn't say that word. She was being aggressive, but she didn't say that word. You just say that word for no reason.
That's what she was thinking.
Which I feel embarrassed about. Why?
George, you little pussy.
No, she called him a disgrace.
That's worse.
Well, perhaps, but she was really mad.
She didn't say disgrace. She said you're a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, she did. And she yelled that.
I'm fucking embarrassed of you. I'm ashamed of you.
Yes, she did say all that.
Do you remember more? I can't remember too much of it.
She was mostly yelling about what he did, which was, it sounds like he didn't clean up /
he had a party. He was being cool.
Well, / he left and said he would be back, but didn't come back. I did that to my mom once, but I was like 16. George is 20. And he has a bowl haircut. I love that. I'm like, look at him. That's not any of the people that were living there before. And there's been like moving boxes in there, and you're like, no, it's the same people.
He's a fucking geek, though. He's skinny, pale, white guy, bowl haircut. And what did she say? She said, I was coming up the stairs and I could smell shit.
Yeah.
And she's got a posh accent, so
super posh accent.
It's cool.
And
it's
so
very funny.
My theory, recently divorced, and then this is the fancy apartment
Dad's paying for.
He's
got a new hoochie.
Because there's
probably 22-year-old.
Because there's no dad, but we've seen George. I think we've seen a little sister, and then we've seen George's friend, who
George's friend,
trouble.
with long hair, looks like trouble. Looks like a rock and roll kid.
Yeah, he looks like a rock and roll kid who knows how to flirt with mom just right to make it like okay that he's like hanging out with George, and George is like trying to be real cool. You know, we have our window open. What if they can like hear us?
we don't argue we close the window when we argue. If they ever figure out to close the window when they argue, it's going to fuck up the entertainment.
Yeah,
because see the woman above, then she leans her head out and she's
above them. The woman above them.
So it's the whole neighborhood gets to fucking lean in on. You little shit.
Yeah, but that's not what I was saying. Like, I know that we close the window when we argue, but we don't close the window when we podcast, which is almost as loud as arguing.
Oh, that's even more embarrassing than arguing.
Yeah, and they hear us.
Realize that.
Isn't that funny?
No, but now we don't podcast near the window anymore. They could look and see us. Now we're on a couch, so...
It would be funny if we went to the window. Saved. Leaning out. They're leaning out the window, listening to us talk about them.
They got money. I know that much, and they do have a lot of. They do throw a lot of parties.
Well, the thing is, it's rich. So this is the first time I've lived in like, I don't know, basically any type of rich neighborhood. I mean, the one that my mom lives in California, like it's not. I don't know. It's just suburbia, but it's not like it's near wealthy suburbia, but it's not wealthy suburbia, but it's not wealthy suburbia. And by wealthy, I mean like you have a house, you have a yard.
This is wealthy. This is wealthy city.
Yeah, and so I've never actually like really been allowed in a neighborhood like this before. I mean,
Your neighborhood in New York was nice, wasn't it?
Harlem.
Yeah, but your block was not. It wasn't. It was pretty.
Well, from what I understand, it's posh. No, incorrect.
Well, it was clean. I mean.
That's also incorrect. But
it was clean when I was there. Maybe they knew I was coming.
Well, also they, rolled out the red carpet. I've heard it's like gotten more fucked up over there in general. But
why so? I mean, the last few years has been nothing but tranquil. That was I was doing comedy.
Yeah, I know.
That's trying to do
some
doing some comedy.
So it's like rich people problems are way different.
I like rich people problems. I could fucking listen to her screaming at George all day.
Well, yeah, you got her, but then you got the rest of our building, right? You got our fucking, we call her the noise pig because she bangs around and...
That retard next door, yeah.
Yeah, and talks to herself and like sings. Actually, her singing is so bad it makes me laugh.
What does she look like? Because today, I swear to God, I walked past a woman today and I heard... Was she on the phone or talking to herself or whatever? But I heard a twang of her fucking spasticated fucking Italian voice, and I was like, that takes me back to my own kitchen.
La 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 la. I know, because we can.
What does she look like? Is she kind of tall?
No.
Okay, it wasn't her.
No, I think
it's just another fucking
she's
Italian.
Like tall as me, maybe.
Well, dark hair though.
Yeah.
What age?
I don't know, man. I've only ever looked at her out through the peephole.
I know, but
when she was screaming and kicking our shit.
She's not 60 and she's not 40, you know.
No, she's probably around our age.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I'm like, is she my shadow?
How could she be your shadow? Explain. Is this going to be esoteric?
Esoteric.
Because
I don't know, man. Like, because like all the things that I dislike about her, I'm also like, fuck, if I was her, I'd probably do them. You know what I mean? Like if I hated my neck, if I was steeping in like misery and hate at all times, like, yeah, like, okay, like I know I got a lot of feelings, but like if I was just, because you can like sense how like angry this woman is, right? So I'm like,
could we get her sectioned?
It's really hard to do that.
Is it?
Yeah, because I looked into it because the fucking, she plays her radio. She puts it up against our shared wall, or was doing it. She's not doing it as much anymore, but she would like turn it up, and it's like, all right, I'm used to it by now. Now it's just like sort of I don't know, like the birds. But I was thinking like, yeah, if I felt the way I can perceive her feeling based on the slamming and the screaming and all that behavior, like I probably am that. Do you know what I mean? Like if I did we talk about how she called us a Cancer on here before?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But like basically, this all started when we like our flat flooded in July 2021, and then in February 2022 they decided to fix it, and they had to rip out the walls, ceilings, and floors, and that was when. Oh, you're getting a phone call.
Who the fuck? How dare?
I'm not going to say their name because they don't give us a Patreon donation.
Is it someone? Who is? I'll call him back. Richie.
No. You're not catching the inside joke, and that's fine.
All right. Well, it's Tom for sure.
Shut up.
All right. I'll call him back.
So, yeah, for whatever reason, it was around that time that this lady decided she fucking hated us. And then the day we were like living in a hotel for like a week because this whole thing they were like, it'll take a week. And it took like 3.5 weeks. And it was fucking bedlam because we were living in the living room and then we couldn't fit all of our stuff and ourselves in the bedroom and whatever. And the people who did it got paint all over my clothes that were in a closet, which doesn't even make any sense. And just a bunch of hassle. And the day we moved back in, this lady, have I told this? I don't know, but this is during the 5 months we didn't podcast because. Oh yeah, so our next door neighbor who like, we've never met before because I think, she does it on purpose. But
she's a fucking Luigi. She's a Mussolini.
She's Italian, if we haven't mentioned it. And we have a great history with everyone in Italy.
Yeah, they have a great history with the world, don't they?
Yeah. But
they created fascism.
So this, we just moved back in, and I'm like moving the stuff from the bedroom into the living room, and I hear this person like screaming, like screaming. So I look out the peephole because I was like, what the fuck? Like, and it was like coming up the stairs, and then I see this woman who, you can't really tell what anybody looks like through the peephole, just like kicking the stuff the builders left in front of our door and like screaming like, these fucking idiots who live here, fucking, I'm gonna make a complaint, like screaming. And our doors are like adjacent. So I was like, Jesus Christ, So I give her a second. Then I was like, all right, I'll just go knock on the door and let her know, like, the whole flat needed to be redone and it's not really our choice and it just like had to happen and sorry. And I knocked on her door. And she just comes to the door and she's like, what do you want? And she doesn't open the door. And I was like, I'm your neighbor and I heard you screaming. So I just wanted to come talk to you. And she's like, fucking idiot. I'm going to make a formal, because she like said it again. And I was like, okay, well, and then this is when I asked her to keep her radio down, which was like, my fucking checkmate. And, that's when it started. And then another night I heard her come home not too long after that, and as she's like coming like up to her door, she's like, this ugly couple who lives here, rooted like a cancer, rooted like a tumor. And it really fucked me up because I was like, why did she call us ugly? She doesn't even know.
That's pretty good English for someone who fucking can't speak English. She knows all the horrible things to say.
But dude, so then ever since then she's been like slamming her cupboards. And I don't know, she hates us, but I think she hates everybody.
Yeah, you can kind of be angry at her, but then you can think she's just mentally ill. It's not her fault. She is a spaghetti retard for sure, but that's not her fault either. So, that's the hand God gives sometimes. He's a vengeful God.
But she can afford to live in this neighborhood, which means like, okay.
Yeah, she's probably fucking Mussolini's granddaughter.
Well, that's what I mean. So you got that lady. Then you had Henry, who could hear a noise that no one else could hear. And if you want to know that story, you're going to have to listen to the podcast because, he's still out and about. He looks healthy, though.
I like Henry now,
except I ran into him the other day, or not too long ago, not the other day, but like maybe a month ago. And I told him he looked well because he does. And I was like, and he's always just like, you don't have to bring up the noise, Catherine, but I fucking do anyway. And so I was like, oh, how's the noise? And I was like, what have you done? And then he goes, oh, it's still there. I can even hear it outside now. And I was like,
yeah, it's coming from in the attic, mate. It's inside your own head.
And then you have that guy, but then you have the lady. I don't even know if we should talk about her. I'm scared it'll conjure her back. And I mean, she was fine, but it's just...
that fucking shaved head pixie lunatic.
Yeah.
No, that was too much. She was throwing little parties on the porch. She'd like have beers and just leave like and just smoke cigarettes. She was too chatty. She figured out who I was. She kept on asking questions every time I walked past, and eventually she wanted to talk.
This is the thing.
Why do people just want to talk so much?
Well, okay, look.
I want to just get on with my life and die.
Well, here's the problem.
I'm all friended up, lady. Because I don't need no more friends.
Okay, but here, like, let's bring it up like this. You got, because this is the thing. The lady next door, right? She doesn't want to know anybody, and like, even like, there have been times when I've heard her, and I'm curious because I want to know what she looks like. Now that I know she's like so hateful, you get like more curious, and she literally covers our peephole with her hand. When she like leaves her house. It's fucking wild, right? So she doesn't want to know anybody, right?
Thing is though, she is kind of, it's crazy because she's kind of wide to you watching. Somehow she knows you're going to watch, and she's like, well, like you and her are kind of a perfect match in a way.
That's what I'm saying. I think she's my fucking shadow.
You're peeping and she's making sure you're not peeping.
Yeah, but this is how I think she knows, because
as in she is paranoid, but she fucking should be.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not even saying she's wrong, dude. That's why I'm saying, like, sometimes I sit and I'm like, maybe, like, I've never seen the woman. How do I know it's not just me next door? Like my fucking shadow.
Imagine we see her one time and it's your face. Dude, that would be too much.
I mean,
if it is you, like, it's just
she's fucking. She has brown hair. She's about as tall as me. She like, I'll just put it this way. I think she could be everything that, like, I'm not kidding. And I know this sounds like loop-de-doo, but like, fuck it, who cares, right? Like, it's everything that I seem to have this sordid history with, right? Minus stand-up comedy, but just watch. I bet she'll be like the fucking commissioner of the world of comedy or something. Do you know what I mean? Like apparently, like she's like the reason shit like The Pleasance exists. Watch, I bet. Because, you know, we have the history with getting screwed over by those Italian comedians, right? That is so unbearable that we can't even talk about it, right? So she's like Italian, and then she's, you know, so angry and hate, but like knows I'm what. Like I think it's just me. It's just me, bizarro me, you know.
Yeah,
alter ego me.
You did put something on the peephole. I noticed one day as well. You did put some sort of grease on it.
How did you notice?
Because I fucking looked through it and I saw there's grease all over it. It's like...
So then I
you clean it off, or did
I cleaned it off?
But did she put her hand in it first?
I think she put her hand in it first. So well, I put some A&D ointment on the peephole because I thought, well, if you're going to cover the peephole, then you're going to get something weird on your hand. It is like it is just sort of like a fun little game. I mean, like, look, if I'm in a bad mood, of course it sucks to hear somebody else who's in a bad mood, like, and shit. But also it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's this weird thing. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, I don't even know if I want to be in a fucking city anymore and dealing with everybody's problems right on top of you. Because that other lady, so on the flip side of this, you know, there was that other lady, the you know, shaved head pixie woman, right? And like, the thing is like, our downstairs neighbor, Song, who you liked so much, who left for the country, he liked her a lot.
He liked everyone, I think.
I don't think he liked
No,
everyone.
he didn't like anyone, but I think he liked anyone who would chat with him as well.
But here's the thing. Yes. Here's how this went down for me, and this is why it kind of evolved. Because while I appreciate a good attitude, I'm also like an introvert. So it was like, I was coming downstairs, Song was there, the pixie lady was there, and what did she... Oh, I like, she said, she was like, she introduced herself and said she was moving out of the apartment below ours, which I thought was really interesting because the man who lives there, like, I'll put it this way, they do not look like they run in the same circles at all. Like, he is a, lawyer for the Metropolitan Police, and this woman had a shaved head that was partially dyed pink. And
yeah, he's black. She's some sort of homeless communist.
And I was
she
just
looks like she got dressed in the fucking trash can.
Don't be mean, because she might listen to this. Honest to God, she might listen to this.
And I know, but I mean, sorry, I guess.
Well, I guess, and yeah, fine. Maybe she did look like she... Well, fine. So,
okay, it's just unique is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and if she does listen to this, I'm sorry for everything I'm about to say. So, yeah, she's very unique. So, she's like...
Now that you said that, now I'm scared. I didn't realize... Does she follow you or something on internet?
Well, I don't know. I'm about to tell the story. Because this is rich people shit, right? Like...
She seemed unstable.
Well, okay, so this is what happened. So I rock up, Song's there, he's giving her his Wi-Fi password. She's like, I'm moving out of the apartment below yours. And I'm like, what? No, you're not. Like, I'm not. And she was like, you probably haven't seen me because I left him at the beginning of 2020. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you left him, you know? Which, like, you know, the part of me that's like, you know, spinning off into the fucking spiritual, like, horizon is like, yeah, of course that makes sense. But I was just like, oh, what? Okay. And then I mentioned that I moved from New York, and then she was like, I have a mug that has a New York written on it. Do you want to see it? And here's what I wanted to see the apartment because A, I was curious, but B, because I'm at war with the lady next door, I was like, I really wanted to know the layout of where her apartment is in conjunction with the downstairs apartments, because I'd also gotten a peep in her apartment because they had to start redoing her apartment from the flooding that happened, which makes it even more crazy that she was so angry they did ours. Maybe she was just mad they did ours first. I don't know. But so I get a good look at this apartment because this lady invites me in to her former apartment, and
while her ex-boyfriend's out of town.
Well, out of town / I don't know, at work. I don't even know what was going on. But then while I'm in there, she takes a phone call from what sounded like another police officer, and she was like on the phone with him, like, la la la, and she's like, oh, I have this nice girl in my apartment right now, I'm moving out, la la la. And then she was like, I mean, it sounded like she was filing some sort of police report or some follow-up, and she was like, oh, I was diagnosed bipolar 2 days ago. And I was just like, oh, this is all like starting to like make sense.
That is in vogue right now.
And then, of course it is. And then she's like I can't remember. Oh, his name was Jason. The police officer's name was Jason. And she was like, Jason. And she was like, Jason. She's on the phone with him for like 10 minutes. I'm not even kidding. I'm just standing in this apartment. She had already gifted me 3 books that I'm holding in my hand. I want to like go to the sauna. And I'm like, how do I get out of this? But like, she's still on the phone and I can't get out of it until she gets off the phone. And she's like, Jason, give me a song for my 2022 playlist. And I'm like, is she still talking to a cop right now? And then the call like disconnects. And then she has me send a voice message to her friend in Canada because it's Canada Day. And I'm like, not from Canada. I've never been to Canada, but I was like, Happy Canada Day. And I'm like, what am I wrapped up in? And then I was like, I got to get out of here. So I was like, look, I have to go do something. And she was like, what do you need to do? And I like can't not lie. Like I had some fucking stupid meeting, something involving stupid stand-up comedy. And I basically was like, I have this meeting that I'm not looking forward to. And I want to go to the sauna to get ready before that. And then she was like, what do you do? What's the meeting about? And I told her, which was my first and most biggest mistake.
Never tell people you do stand-up comedy. It's stupid.
Yeah. And then when I told her what the meeting was about, because again, why'd I do that? She was like, she's like, you're interesting. Now I want to know you. And I was like, okay. And I ended up giving her my email address.
Awful, yeah.
And then I escape. And then I was like, whatever, she's nice. Like, because like the difference between her and the lady next door is the lady next door, like, is spewing like vitriolic, like loathing.
Yeah, but they're both mentally unwell. But so are we, so I guess the whole block is.
But it's about the balance, I think, because then the other lady, the pixie lady, is like really like overwhelmingly like nice /
yeah,
like fucking energetic and intense. Because like, that one interaction, I was like, okay, that's cool. But then I woke up to 3 emails from her and I was like, holy shit. And she was like, I'm going to come to a show. And she had told me that day that I met her, she was going to come to a show. And it was supposed to be the brunch show at Vauxhall. But I was stressing out because like, not only do I hate performing in front of anybody I know, but I hate performing in front of anybody that I barely know, that I know is going to be a problem, because she said to my face, I want to come and heckle. And I was like, oh God. And so when she didn't show up to the brunch show, I thought I was, home free, because she had told me she was going to Adele in the park later that night.
Oh, I remember that.
Right?
Okay, yeah. That was July, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But then...
Skinny Adele. But then at 9 o'clock, maybe 9:10, an hour and 10 minutes into the late show, she shows up, tells the booker that she's my neighbor, so he lets her in for fucking free. And then what does she do? Heckle. Yes, she does. And I was like melting away. I was like, I didn't tell him because I thought I was in the clear, and she was perfectly fine and perfectly nice, but it's just like, it stresses me out because I'm also like, you don't want people coming to comedy shows.
I just want to hide from the world half the time. And then, but then this is the fucking kicker. This is the kicker. The worst part of it all is like, was it that night that I got home? I get home and there's all this shit in the lobby, right? Because she's moving out.
For a week, there was shit everywhere.
There was shit everywhere. And like, typically when people put things in the lobby, it means...
Some of it was definitely to take. It was free shit. Yeah, I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean...
like books and shit.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, when other people... Like, if I put something in the lobby, in anywhere I've ever lived, it means up for grabs. There you go.
Yeah, I got some hot chocolate.
Yeah. But... I get back to the apartment and I see this shit in the lobby, and there was like a pair of shoes in a box. So I was like, cool, shoes, nice. And I take them upstairs, and then I run into this woman. That's what fucking happened. So it was Friday night. I come home after the day I met her. I see the shoes. I bring the shoes upstairs. Saturday morning, before she comes to all the shows, I'm leaving. And I run into her, and that's when she tells me she's coming to the brunch show, and she's got like every vegetable from the farmer's market you can buy. And she goes, somebody stole my shoes. And I was like, what? And she was like, from the lobby. And I was like, well, maybe they thought you were giving them away.
You talk about yourself then, yeah.
Yeah, now I'm talking about myself. So who's the actual lunatic here? They call that
dramatic irony.
Yeah, and she was like, I can't believe it. I'm going to leave a note. And now I'm going to the show, stressed out that she's going to show up, but also stressed out because I inadvertently have stolen her shoes. which I then had to come home later that night.
At that
and
stage,
beg
there
you.
was a shopping trolley parked out the front of the building, and that was like the sign that that's her fucking vehicle. So, a shopping trolley is fucking it. It is a sign of someone who's fucking off the fucking wall.
But then I had to beg you to put her shoes back so she didn't find me doing it, since I already had to pretend it wasn't me.
Which would have been hilarious had she just walked in just as I was putting them back.
Well, and then she it was trying to enlist you to fix the quote-unquote garden.
Oh yeah, she was
of which
trying to
there
get me to do
isn't.
gardening for fucking free.
There is no garden.
She was like, will you replant my rose? And I was like, of course I will. Yeah, for sure. And then I started spouting some bullshit about roses. And then as soon as the conversation was over, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing any of that shit at all.
I guess my point is like...
It would have been sometime when Kyle was here, because Kyle and me came in late one night while she was partying on the fucking...
That was...
on the porch.
The night I took the shoes.
Yeah, and she was like, who are you guys? And we were like, we live... They were like, are you Henry's friends? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, we're Henry's friends. That way it's like... So she wouldn't come to the door or anything. Like.
Yeah, but, my point is like, the last neighbor I had in Harlem was a prostitute, and she gifted me an air conditioner, and that was that. Do you know what I mean? She loved my dog. She gifted me an air conditioner, and one night we were both leaving our doors at the same exact time, and we were walking down the stairs, and it was November, and I was in a coat, and she had one of her nipples out, and I wasn't sure if it was on purpose, though I kind of gleaned it was on purpose when I saw her flag down a vehicle and get into it in that way, where you bend over and talk into the passenger side first. And that's that's what I'm used to. Do you know what I mean? This rich people problem shit. Do you know what I mean? Where you're and look, I'll put it this way. It has sent me into some sort of questioning, well, why is she so wrong for being enthusiastic and nice? And
she's not wrong, but she seems like it's just that she is living out of a shopping cart. She was wearing a fucking windbreaker. She has a shopping cart. It's like, if you're going to, because you can tell she's from money. I don't know. Am I assuming? I feel like
she called this place Notting Hell. Yeah,
she thinks this place is shitty. This is one of the nicest places. I know these people are all from money, but that doesn't mean you can't just be a schizo and go home this very quickly.
Yeah, she asked me if I could get her a train ticket somewhere.
Maybe she's not rich anymore anyway. Well,
she told me she had money, because I told her I couldn't pay for it, and she said that she had money, but she needed me to do it because she can't get a certain one if she's a citizen of Britain. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this sounds like a lot of admin.
Yeah,
but
who fucking knows?
I don't know. So it's just I found rich people existing among them way more complicated than all of the broke neighborhoods I've lived in.
Yeah, but it's still easier than people fucking fighting outside in the fucking street.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's a different type of complicated. In this, we've lived here 3 years, and there are 3 persons of interest to speak of, not including the whirlwind of neighbors across the way.
Well, yeah, but they're just normal. That's just fun to peek in at domestics where a mother is abusing her son. Because when she was screaming at him, I was like, oh, this is giving me flashbacks.
But then there was the people next door to them who didn't turn off the lights ever for a year.
Yeah, they arrive every once in a while. Yeah, no, it's a great fucking street. I like it. I like it here.
I like it too.
It can be fucking a lot worse. I've worked in a lot of shittier places in London. So, the Queen died. Everybody, just in case you haven't heard, she decided to pass on at 96, which to me seems like you owe someone something. That's at least 16 years of food and oxygen that she's, and never mind heating.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, do you think the electricity bill is going to go down? Because it must have taken a lot to power that person on.
Exactly. I only found out on the way to a comedy show, and that's the first thing I said on stage. But I apologized to everyone, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's probably not the best accent to get an apology in, because I'm probably smirking. I was smirking. And then I was like, can they burn the pallet? I don't know.
Why does that, I don't know. Okay. I get your beef, and I guess
I don't have a beef at all. I think it's a 96-year-old dies. It's very funny.
Why is that funny?
Because what else could it be? It's definitely not tragic.
It's not
calling
tragic,
it tragic
but it's
is
not
insane.
Funny. I would say there's a non-emotion. It's kind of like
old people dying is funny because what's the point in her living any further than this?
I mean, I'm not arguing for her to live on forever.
She's probably already turned to dust. I mean, it's been like 4 days. I imagine she's already like disintegrated.
I mean, cremated, but sure. But I guess
no, I mean like just like she dies and instantly she starts turning to dust. I mean, she's that fucking old.
That's not how it works. I'm not saying it's
they
tragic.
Should stuff her. That'd be good.
I'm not saying that it's funny. I think it's just more like, oh well, you know, they had a good run. I don't know what else there is to say. I think it should be like, you know, any 96-year-old celebrate the life they had, you know?
They should stuff her. They stuffed Stalin. And they stuffed...
You want them to stuff her? I feel like there's so many more...
They stuffed Ho Chi Minh. No, I mean, it's good. Stuffing someone is pretty interesting. Stuff her, put her in a glass cabinet, and you'll get so many tourists. And while you're doing that, dismantle that whole fucking palace and sell it off.
You know what I think?
Put the money into giving... poor people energy, I guess, before they all fucking freeze to death over the winter.
What I find interesting is like you basically, that was my bit about my dog that you didn't like because you said nobody liked it.
What?
Getting my dog taxidermied when he dies, or stringing, but that's expensive and they don't use the real eyes. They use glass eyes. I can't have my dog looking at me with someone else's eyes, so that's why I wanted to boil him down and string his bones into a skeleton.
I know, but yeah, taxiderming a dog is one thing, but taxiderming an old lady is
it sounds like a lot more work, actually.
But yeah,
slightly more terrifying, even.
Oh my god, I might fucking have they thought about this? Because they probably should taxiderm her. Taxiderm, is that the verb? Taxidermy her. Yeah, I think that's the move.
Well, I don't know. I guess what I mean to say is, fine, you don't have beef, but I'd say the tension between Ireland and England, I mean, you know, whatever.
There is none.
Okay. Oh, fine. Then I guess
I mean, there was. It's just, it's hack that you can just play on. Yeah, there was definitely.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I've witnessed, I have bared witness. Bore witness?
Fuck, you're right. That is confusing.
I have seen English comedians. I've seen English comedians, and I've been somewhere where there were Irish comedians and English comedians, and I see there's a natural...
You see who's fucking more banter, for sure.
Well, you see who's more banter, of course, but you also...
And I wouldn't even say English comedians. I'd even say Northern English comedians. They're more banter, or Scottish comedians are more banter.
Right, okay, there we go. Fine. Then
it's
I guess I'll say Southern English comedians... I don't know if they mean to be exclusionary. Is that the word? Exclusionary toward Irish comedians, but they were.
Where was that?
I'm not going to say because it's too specific.
I don't know. I like some of them. I don't know.
I'm not saying it.
It is fun to stereotype people.
I'm not going to fucking... Okay, never mind. I'm not stereotyping anything. I'm saying I watched it happen. Like, as I saw... The Irish comedians sort of try to have banter with the English comedians. The English comedians from London weren't having any of it. So the Irish comedians just sort of were banter with each other. And then the Londoners were banter with each other. And that's how that went. I watched that happen. So.
Oh, dear.
And then I said.
Is there going to be another war?
I don't know. Apparently there is no beef. So I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, well, do you ever get excluded by a group of Canadian comedians?
No, Canadians don't exclude anything.
I mean, they're pretty shitty to Americans.
Are they?
Yeah, maybe not to you, but I mean, in general, their attitude stinks when it comes to America.
I mean, everybody's attitude stinks when it comes to America, and in part, fair enough. And then at the same time, I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. And then everyone copies American culture anyway,
exactly.
So the whole thing is fucking gay.
It's very...
Wait, we went down a strange path, didn't we?
I don't know. You wanted to bring up the Queen as if that hasn't been overdone.
No, it is a moment in history. I will give you that. I mean, JFK died.
I don't need that given to me.
You know, JFK died. Everyone remember where he was. Everyone remembers where they are when certain things happen. I think people remember where they were when the Queen died.
I was in Northampton.
When the Queen died, yeah.
I was on the train.
Oh, you were going there.
I was on the train. You told me, I guess.
I was in Camden. You can't get a better place to be than like the hub of just culture collapsed into utter shitness. Everyone's favorite piece of shit tourist spot. It was at a comedy show in Camden, and everyone was like, could not give a fuck. A show full of fake rich communist Londoners. We don't care. was like, maybe you should. I wanted to care. I wanted to care because they didn't care. I want to be a contrarian. Anyway, it's a moment in history. That's what I'm saying.
I was on the train, and then I got off the train, and then I had about a 20-minute walk to the venue, and I realized that it was probably ill-advised for me to do that walk alone, but I was also like, I don't know. Like, I'm sometimes even more scared. I tried to get an Uber, but then it was like, no, you have to, it's like a local taxi Uber, and I was like, you know what? And they wouldn't tell you the price beforehand, and I was like, I'm not falling for this shit.
No.
So I started walking, and then some youths. It was a boy and a girl, I guess. I mean, I guess if I'd asked them their gender, they might have said something else. But they looked like a boy and a girl. And I thought, oh, they're not going to fuck with me because they're too busy, caring about each other. And then as I passed them, the boy one was like, the queen died. And I was like, I don't know what to say because I didn't want, if I open my mouth too much and then they hear my accent, suddenly the youths are using me for the next fucking TikTok explosion or whatever. And I was like, yep. And
yeah, you don't want to be standing out with your accent in some sort of satellite town.
No,
where people don't have much going on besides robbing a tourist, maybe.
Right. So, what are you doing?
I'm trying to check the time, but it's fucking, I don't want to press anything that might Can I just get your phone a second? I just need to shine a light. I need to shine a light. Oh, good girl. Well done. Sick. Perfect.
How long do we have left? Should we thank our Patreon people?
Thank them. That's a good idea. Okay, off with you. Let me hear it.
Okay. First, these are the people who donate $5 or more, and that is in American money. So we have to say thank you because, well, do you want to say why we have to say thank you really quick?
Because it's polite.
It is polite, but it actually means a lot because some of these people have been donating since the beginning, and
we have not been the most consistent.
And we haven't been the most consistent.
But now that I have bought new equipment, the easiest fucking machinery to use. If I can't use this, then I shouldn't be allowed outside. I should be in a fucking institution for people who just can't cope with life. But you just hit the button and you speak into the talkie thing.
Yeah,
and it's fucking sorted.
And I think what's nice about this is like it actually does mean a lot, even if it's just a little bit. So I think it's really nice. So if you are a listener of this podcast and you're not supporting us on Patreon, please consider doing so. They're not crazy tiers. Every now and then we'll release something kind of weird just for you. And
I will be doing more podcasting. I've bought the equipment, so now I have to.
Yeah, and
Katrin will be doing as much as she is required to do, which her contract is once a week, I believe. We haven't done the bureaucracy of it.
Yeah, we're gonna
I have a feeling if I asked her to do more than one podcast a week, she'd have a bit of a, let's just say she'd go Italian on me, if you know what I mean.
Right. So we have 4 people at the $5 tier, which means we say thank you directly on the podcast, and we have other people on other tiers, but these are the people. And the $5 plus tier, it's Kev, and it's what is it? Sorry, I said that .biz. Is that?
Sorry, I said that .biz.
Is that what it is?
It's Ben Henley, anyway.
And then we have Chicken House
H-A-U-S
House Day Chicken.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this is I think it's your favorite one to say, so I'll let you say it.
Oh yeah, I like to read it. Mark is a gay faggot retard.
There you go.
I love the way it's spelled. It's spelled kind of in a Germanesque way.
I think it's
Germanic.
It's French. RETAURDT. Retard.
Retard. Je suis retardé.
You should get one of your French friends to read that to us.
I should do, yeah.
Yeah. But please support us on Patreon. It is possible. Well, I won't announce it yet, but
no, I'm in suspense. It is possible to want.
Yeah, you'll be in suspense for a very long time.
I'm thinking of fucking going. I'm thinking of just starting to go live on Facebook once a day with just being an absolute insane person.
Why? What are you, somebody's dad now? Yeah,
you know what? I am. I relate more to that generation than these fucking fairy kids on their fucking TikToks. I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, I'm going to go on live for 5 or 10 minutes every day and I'll give a little fucking. I'll give you what I'll give you a piece of my fucking mind about what's going down in this world.
Well, actually, this might be a good place. Fine, I'll just say this. There's I have been asked, because otherwise I wouldn't have known about it and wouldn't have done it. If you're interested, I'm happy to give you more information about this. But there's a new sort of patron type app launching called Mint Stars, and the idea though is that your content is not put out for free anymore. And even with Patreon and all these sites like OnlyFans and whatever, there's rules, there's fees that, if you've been around the block ever, you're aware that all of your money doesn't just go to the content creator or the artist or whatever. Patreon takes a bunch of fees. OnlyFans takes fees and suspends people, all things like that. So Mint Stars is basically, I guess they're doing it through NFTs, something I don't know how to use. We'll never.
How do they feel about slurs?
Anything goes, I guess.
Yes.
But here's my point.
I'll be a fucking Mint Star, you queer.
You don't have to even know about NFTs or anything. They do all the conversion for you. So
I don't know what an NFT is.
I don't know what an NFT is either. And my favorite part about reading this information when I was asked if I wanted to do it was when it said that I only have to learn as much as I feel like, which is absolutely zero. But the point
that's how I live my life.
But the point is that they are going to use this. So when you release content, I guess your fans or people who want it can buy it and they can sell it to other people.
What the hell is going on?
And you get a cut every time. And so let's say if you're somebody and you're on OnlyFans and you put your butthole out there and somebody screenshots it and gives it away for free, now you've just given your butthole away for free. But on this thing, I guess they use these fucking, I don't even know what they do. It's some shit that I don't want to know what they do. I don't really care. But they make it so that can't happen.
They do some nerd shit. So if you put your shit online, you get all the fucking money for your shit ass. Yeah,
you get money, or you at least get a cut if they decide to share it with other people. I guess, I'm sure, of course, there's ways around that. I bet, I guess if you put your shitter online and then somebody takes a photo of it on the computer, then I guess they could be like, this is
today 9/11.
Shitter. That was yesterday.
Are you sure?
Yep. Whatever. But anyway, I think, what a weird way to announce that I might do something. But I think that's where I'm going to put all content from now on, because I felt not only do I feel disillusioned with comedy in general, the industry, all of the above, aside from performing, which on the best of days isn't even carrying me through all the stuff that you have to do to be a stand-up comic. But the thing that I find the most heinous is creating content, putting it out there, not understanding an algorithm. Anytime I put something out there, I'll get likes, but a lot of them are people I know already. Or something fucking takes off. I don't really get why. And at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter because, whatever. And I know people have built their audience through shit like that.
I'm building my audience. I'm going live on Facebook every day. I'm staying retarded.
All right.
I'm going to get there.
I guess my point is if I'm going to do anything, I'd at least like to make money. And if I'm not going to make money, then at least it's not out there for fucking free. So that's where I think I'm going to be putting content, and I've got, oh boy, have I got content that I just haven't bothered to fucking release because it all makes me sick. So I think I'm gonna put it on this website. We'll see, or whatever it is.
I just started captioning some videos, clips as they call them in the industry,
and he's giving them away for free. I do want to say one more thing about the Mint Stars thing. If you are a creator and you are interested in being involved in this, I know they want to talk to more artists or whatever. So
artists is a big word for what comedians do.
I'm gonna go ahead and take offense to what you just said because of how much I genuinely want to quit stand-up comedy now. The amount, what you're like, that's a big word for what we do.
I was gonna say it's more like autists. It was a joke, but continue your rant.
The sacrifice for absolutely nothing.
You think you've sacrificed for nothing? I can't even get booked
You think I'm not mad for you?
You reckon I'm not going to go on Facebook Live and just I'm gonna say it like it is?
Yeah, Facebook Live, and then it disappears when it's done. Like, I'm literally recording into a podcast. The whole industry, all of it, as of right now, and maybe change my fucking mind. Maybe if I saw something incredible be made, something like absolute, like the last good thing I saw come out like recently is Succession, right? Like, show me another Succession. I'm happy to see something with excellent writing, excellent casting, excellent wardrobe, the whole thing thought out precisely.
That movie we watched last night was really good.
That's a movie. It's different. I'm talking about like a comedy series, and that's like a drama with nodes of dark comedy. I'd love to see something really good get made. Yep. Happy to feel free to inbox me. I would love to watch something and not feel sick while I watch it. But I don't know how we ended up here. I think I'm blacking out. I'm definitely disassociating. The point is it's all disgusting. So when you're like art, you're like, fine, maybe it is not all art because a lot of it is bad. However, the sacrifice, if you give a fuck, is real and it's worth absolutely nothing. And I'm mad for you for not being able to get booked because you see brand new comics working these clubs here in London before you, and it doesn't make any sense. And if you are a booker and listening to this, I don't think it makes any sense. You know it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why anybody does anything the way they're doing it. It's absolutely psychotic.
Listen, what's happening is I am not a white man. I am adopted. So that's a question mark. Straight away. Straight? What does straight mean? We don't know. So I'm in the fucking fairy fucking whatever ethnic background you want me to be in. Just tell me what you want me to be and I'll be it. You
need to put it in like...
Tell me, you fucking pussies.
In your fucking like thing that you apply to get
the edgelord is coming out. He is coming out. I know you've seen it.
Coming out.
But the edgelord is gonna...
I think you should put it in your emails. Like, I was adopted. That's all you should write. And then, like, say, can I have a spot?
What if they're not booking me because I'm not funny? I swear to God, I'm going to burn something down. I'll do something very, very wise.
They do not care. After doing Edinburgh 2022 this year, I realize it does not matter. You don't have to. Funny is not a part of it. That is it.
I'm not funny, but I'm a retard. That's like the fucking slogan for the industry.
No, but then that's the thing. So, and I think this is the last thing we should say, and then we'll fucking save the rest for next time. But you and Boyle went and saw that show.
I loved it.
Yeah. So there was this guy, and he was I don't remember his name, and it doesn't matter. But he's a gay, autistic. Anything else? Am I missing?
Gay, autistic, pretty much American. Why not?
American. So, that's... I'm just being redundant now. No, I'm kidding. But... And he is doing a show at Free Fringe. David saw it twice. You saw it.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and like...
We started to like, as in we went there for an ironic laugh. And then as I watched the show, I was like, fuck, I like this guy.
My point is like... The true homosexual autism was standing in that room doing gay act outs at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
1 o'clock in the day. Okay?
And
the act out of his first time anal, he screams. People cringe so hard. Me and Boyle were giggling, and it was absolutely fantastic.
And every night when I came home, for at least 4 nights in a row, this was the only show anyone in the flat was talking about. This was the show.
Well, the poster was fantastic.
The poster was tough to look at. It was a split poster with another person who also, I can't remember. We should have saved it. What was his thing?
Oh, also autism, but
a different kind of autism.
Fuck it. Who knows? The spectrum is large. Else. He was great as well. I liked his show as well.
Anyway,
nice guy.
The point is like. That was
only 2 shows I went to see. I don't care about your Alfie Browns or fucking... Who else do people like?
I like that you just named somebody.
I don't care what this... Like, that's what's fun, going to see actual...
I've never watched any of them either, so I can't speak to it. Alfie Brown's always been nice when I've seen him in person, but
No, I don't even know. That's just like the hype shows. I never went to any of those. Well, if there was a Down syndrome guy doing a show, I'd go see it.
But this is my point, is like... Everyone in the flat was talking about this show, and it was not the show receiving stars. It was like this is the real thing. This is somebody who's actually autistic, actually gay.
They're not pretending any of this.
This is the art. And then the rest of it is just people parading what minuscule thing they can cling to that's going to make them fucking
My
different.
fucking oligarch parents paid for a doctor to say I'm autistic.
And you know what? It's disturbing to like look. 2019, one of the best years of my life. 2022, seeing the machine of it all, it's like gross. And like, frankly, I'm like, why do I want to be a part of this? I don't think I do.
I'm definitely going back next year.
I mean, yeah, I'm going back next year, but I guess it's making me quite. I mean, I don't know. I don't get. I'm no longer doing stand-up to fill the sad void I was doing it for initially, which was, the void of everything in my life. Like, where's my dad? And why doesn't anyone love me? And why did all this bad stuff happen? And now that I can like see it, it's just, we should have hit stop a while ago.
This is way better than what we started with.
The crazy people in our building.
Oh yeah, well it's all Well, you know what? This is how conversation flows. It ebbs and flows. It's like a fucking
But I guess if I'm going to start making all these sweeping fucking statements about how much I hate this, I want to be more grounded, and I literally feel my heart about to explode right now. So,
well, that's okay because I'm getting hungry.
Anyway, if you're thinking about starting stand-up comedy, don't. But if you are thinking about supporting people who are doing stand-up comedy, please support us on Patreon. At This American Irish Life.
And I will be interviewing more people.
No, you won't.
I fucking will do it. I'm going to do it. I'm just have to send the messages. Yeah. Every fucking narcissist anytime anyone.
Why? But why are you? I'm sorry. You think you get to invite random people on our podcast without my fucking approval? Hilarious.
There's like literally 4 people probably that I'm only going to interview.
Well, literally, no.
I'll tell you who they are beforehand. They're all cool.
Let me guess. Are they all white comedians? Male?
No.
Oh, really? I feel like
yes.
Yes. Okay.
No, I mean no and yes, as in.
I mean, I don't have a problem with white male comedians, but it's like, come on, can you spice it up a little bit? You got no other perspective going on?
I know a Chinese guy.
You know a Chinese guy. Great. All right.
This has been absolutely wonderful. Yeah, we love and adore you guys. You keep reaching for the stars, we'll keep reaching for the stars, and we'll both meet in the galaxies.
What the fuck?
Over and out. Peace out. One love. Brotherly love. Sisterly love. Shove it up your fucking ass. Take it out. Eat it. Love each other.
I just want
to...
Can I say one more thing? I bought new soap today. You actually made me laugh, and I said, will you take this to the bathroom? It was a bar of soap. And you grabbed it out of my hand. You said, I'll shove it on my fucking ass.
Yeah, well, I just don't like chores, isn't it?
I don't think I like this episode.
Well, we should fucking record it. I'm going to hit stop. All right, peace. Thank you, everybody. Cheers. Thank you.